Good evening, everyone. I hope you are well and having a great week today. Today's Wednesday the 21st, and I thought I'd jump on stream again. I did promise you guys on Friday as well as last Wednesday that we'll continue our very important work on Soulection Tracklist version 4. So here I am again. I'm back in front of you, and so for, as always, bring you along with the journey of developing this product. If you're new to this, I just will spend the next minute or so updating you on what we're trying to do here. So I'm a software engineer. I work with many different clients around Manchester and the United Kingdom and the world actually. And I develop web apps using Vue.js, Ruby on Rails, Nuxt.js, and anything I can get my hands on really. And I work with a project which I developed myself called Soulection Tracklist. Soulection Tracklist is, I'm going to turn that down a little bit maybe. Soulection Tracklist is a tool which allows people to find the music which they love from a particular radio show called Soulection, which is broadcast on Apple Music One every single week. And out of the goodness of my heart and my own time, I keep this site up to date. I run this site and make it accessible for music producers to showcase their work and be discovered and found. So it's been a few years since I released the very first version of this, and there's two pinnacles. Well, 2020 is a big year, and I've not really done a great deal of design changes to the site. And episode 500 is coming up somewhere in between New Year and March next year, and I want to make a big bang release. Usually the new year will be a great time to release. So 2021, here you go, here's a great new design, or episode 500, this is a big release. I want to update it with some new features to make it more interactive for our users and our visitors to interact with their music, and make it easier for me to maintain a site. Each and every single week I have to spend a few hours keeping this site up to date, going through the internet and sourcing the tracks. I've automated most of the process, but I have still some big work I need to do to make it much better, especially when it comes to the community. When I can't find something, someone in the community might know where that is found and can link and make sure that we are sharing the love of artists and making sure they are getting recognized. So those are some of my goals and objectives with this. I do this for free. I do this off my own heart, and it keeps me going each and every week. If I'm not working with a client, it's something I do. If I'm working with a client but the project is so, this is what I do, and I enjoy it. And I thought, let's crack on, let's be accountable and get on stream and showcase what we're going to be doing. So let's see, does my screen work today? Yes, cool. As normally, I have a bit of administration I need to do each and every week. If you tuned in last week, we have to deal with sourcing the tracks. You've probably seen this interface last week, and because I use Firebase, I have it set so that the particular database which I use, it's only a temporary holding store until I identify it, and I have to kind of open up this database to my application, allow it to access, and then it closes off. So this is the code which I have. I'm not developed this further than what it needs, so just basically need to open up that database, and now I can go over to my site and start like linking up those tracks. So hopefully the stream is working. I'm gonna ping a friend and to make sure that it is, otherwise I'm gonna have to restart this stream. It's always an anxious time. Are we on? Are we on? Is it working? Oh, anyone on the 4 different platforms I'm streaming to, just pop a message in the chat, say hi, we can have a little conversation. And then after doing this administration, we will jump into some actual code. But I thought I'll be on stream, allow people to have emoji in and start asking questions. And I can just talk about how my week has been and hopefully how your week has been while I'm working through this. Oh, okay. So I'm going to. I'm told that the stream download was cancelled, so I'm going to try again. Yeah, I'm going to have to pause this. I think my internet might be not too good. Sweet. We are back. So I just was there having a bit of a technical issue with my Twitch stream. I was checking with a friend who is checking off the streams from a remote location, making sure that things are okay. And unfortunately, on this occasion, I had a little issue. I was actually streaming out too high of a bit rate for Twitch to handle the stream, so it wasn't displaying for some people. So here we are again, take two. We're back at it. So yes. I know that some people on YouTube are still hanging around. Some people on Facebook and I forgot the fourth one. The fourth one it's right on my mind, but I can't remember it. It's the one on Twitter. Periscope, that's the one. Hello, my Periscope friends. I thought I'd just make sure that it goes out to everywhere, so everyone has opportunity to hang out with me, send them messages, and see my code. And like kind of join in when we have like a yo-yo of what should a font color look like. But yeah, I will save like the big lengthy overrun of who I am. I'm Kyle. I'm a software engineer and all that. And the projects, the Soulection track list, I'll cover that one again next week. We're going to jump right back into it because we're 20 minutes into the time which I wanted to. And we're going to do some administration, and I'll allow you guys to kind of get back on stream, figure out if there's any problems. But yeah, we're back in on our dashboard. We're going to quickly go through any of the tracks we've identified from the latest episode. I'm just trying to think. I did do it. I did record the show this week. It's been a weird week. I've been up and down, and I don't know which. Most times I don't know which day it is until I get a little reminder on my phone of like a calendar event saying I need to do something, and today was one of those days where I had the reminder saying, "Hey, you have a stream today," which you wanted to do. My friend is saying Periscope TV is not all too great. I can't repeat exactly what his words were, but anyway. Seems I can click that button and go out there. I may as well. But yeah, today I actually I'm really looking forward to today. Getting up on stream and showing where we've got to last week. If you remember, we were doing a front page, and from our awesome designer Darian, and we're going to continue on with that. To a point where I feel comfortable, and I kind of also want to get a continuous deployment flow on my my upcoming site. So then, as I commit into master, it deploys out to a subdomain where I can actually see it in its production environment, make sure that it's working as I intend it to be. I think I did a mistake then, but. That's like a stretch goal for today, but for mainly today is to get the front page completed, all the interactivity from different data sources. Oh yeah, I also have to kind of like from last stream, I have the data source, which is a whole bunch of files. There's over 14,000 files which I need to load in. And I only got a subset of that just so it makes development quicker. I've not got to the point where I've actually tested whether my new approach using Nuxt.js will handle that sort of file load, or will it break? So again, like that will be interesting to check sooner than later. I kind of wanted to get a shell of something working, and then bring in that data and battle test it, because you never know. I've reached the limitations of a Hugo solution, and like if I can't get Nuxt.js to do it, I don't know what else I can do. But I really want these new features, or I'll have to like figure out a new way about it to like how my data is stored and accessed. I might actually have to go to a database. I've been putting off going to databases and having like a server-side rendered application in a way, because it most of the week it's static content. It's just, here you go, here's some HTML and the website, and enjoy, and then I'll update the site once a week. So we don't need to have it always spinning and calculating what is the best page to serve to people. I just want like as static and as quick as possible for people to get the information, the tracks which they enjoy, and get on to the next stage, which is to go and stream or buy and listen to the artists and give them love and support. So if I can make my site as friction free as possible, then that's good for everyone. Saves me time and saves everyone else time, and people still love it. I'm feeling that we're halfway through this. Each and every week that the show plays probably about 50 odd tracks, and I've got this program where it will automatically get the track name, split it up, and put it into Firebase, as you see me log in earlier. And as it gets loaded into Firebase, I have a web service, a kind of Lambda or a cloud function, which will go and check all these services, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Google Play Music. That's closing down actually, so I don't really need to worry about that one. And all these other services, and then a few seconds later, about 2 seconds later, it populates a kind of staging kind of JSON structure. So then I can run this site. It's really quick getting this data, is because I've already kind of pre-cached that data as I was listening to it. It was doing all that work in the background. Otherwise, it would be 2 seconds or more per request. And saving me time, deferring it off is of course the ultimate goal. I'm gonna go for this artwork here, and no chips. I've got to know more. Okay, I'm gonna go for that one. And I've got it set where if I refresh the page, I can cancel off any of those changes. I'm not too sure. Is it no more? Is it no more chips? It's because this To Me has 2 tracks. I'm gonna go with just that. I'm gonna go with these 2, even though there's a few tracks there. And I'm pretty sure the community will send me an email saying, "Hey, you're missing this one." Sorry. Where was I? But yeah, saving time on doing this. Sometimes you get to a track where there's no reference of it on the internet, obviously, because the host and compare of the radio show has made their own version. So no, it's not available, and that's fine. I just have to save that file and move to the next one. We have this guy slowed that sheesh. This guy has a lot of music which he just kind of slows and mellows down. I don't know how many of his stuff he can actually release, because he's taking up people's music, slowing it down, and it gives that piece of music a different vibe about it. But I think that's interesting. The Pearl Heartbreaker. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. We got this artwork, and I'm seeing this artwork again down here. But we got with YouTube Music, they send me through normal YouTube links and YouTube Music links. And the ones which I know which are YouTube Music are the ones with the hyphen topic at the end of it, which are ones which YouTube themselves have put into their system and made it like this is a piece of music. So if you use a YouTube Music app, it fragmented all over the place. And no, this will be an official track which should come up. And so I try and find the ones which have topic in there, because I know that they will be compatible with YouTube Music if people use that. As I'm trying to support the platform, Google and the YouTube platform are not making it really that easy to maintain the links to it, and I had to do quite a bit of work with that. Hopefully it'll calm itself down when it's Google Play Music and the engineers have moved over to YouTube Music and made that better, and maybe some incentives for engineers like me to like showcase and get people using YouTube Music. Like, Google, if you're watching, hire me. I've got loads of ideas for YouTube Music, and I love the music space. It'd be very interesting to work on that. But I really doubt that. But yeah, I'm available for hire if Google's out there. But I hear so many things about people going through the interviews on Google, Amazon, Facebook, and all that. I've recently been through an interview process with one of the big five, just to have a little tester to see how it is and see what the market is. And yeah, there is a high bar to get in there. And if you're clear focus and that's what you want, and you're ready to put in the work of training to pass an interview to get to the job, then that's great. But as I'm still actively working with clients and stuff, it's like a full-time job to do your training for your interviews, as well as making sure that you got food on the table. So yeah, it's given me a little light, and that's what's kind of given me a bit of a kick to do these streams, is to kind of stand in front of the camera with you guys, answer your questions when they come through. Do say hi in the chat. I want to know where you're coming from. It'd be interesting to see how far afield you're from and what you're into. But also like being comfortable about doing this, because like if I'm comfortable about doing this, I'd be comfortable chatting to any engineer and not have like problems about that. So yeah, this kind of kicked me into doing this, and I actually really enjoy it now. Spending like a afternoon chatting. Well, we're just on a Just Chat now. Even though I only watch like one or two Twitch streamers myself. Every so often we've got Joey from Taiwan, who does like this in real life IRL stream. So you're watching him just praise around Taiwan, eating food and walk, and whenever he gets like a subscription, he has to do a backflip. I'm not going to be doing any backflips for any subscribers. I'll break something and then there'll be no more stream, or it might be entertaining for like half a second. But for him, he's a professional bad boy break dancer, so he's very nimble. And I speak with him on the Soulection. I got in touch with him through Soulection's Discord. He pops in there every so often and says, "Hey, if you're ever in Taiwan, say hi." So contacts over there for the win. Taiwan is actually somewhere which I do want to visit sometime. I have completely no understanding of what this territory or what this country is about, really. The closest I've been is Hong Kong, and I know that they're so far apart and culturally. So it'll be interesting to see one time whenever we can get back to traveling, going back to Southeast Asia and hanging out with people around the world again. I really look forward to that. And like as with you, I'm sure that you kind of want to get out and go and travel and see the world, experience new cultures and stuff. Yeah, I really miss that. That's probably one of the main naggles of this year is not going anywhere. But I understand where we are. We're all making our best, doing our best, spending time. Actually, if you kind of think of all the good things that's happened so far, is you spent more time with yourself, improving yourself, however which way, and more time with the people which you really love close by. Spent time with my mom, my sister, my friends. Made these connections stronger and let connections which weren't strong go, and that's fine. I think like we're all We all have our own little things we're working on, and this year was kind of, we won't realize it until it's finished. But it might be a blessing in disguise for a lot of people, and that's yet to be realized. So that aside, I'm sure we are almost finished with this part, and we can get to the fun part of coding, because I'm pretty sure that's what you're here to hang out with, and I want to kind of get things done. This takes up my time each and every week. I need to keep the site up to date. Otherwise, if I didn't do it, I'm not really giving the keys for the site to anyone else. Which each and every so often I think, what if I was to become ill or something for a while? Or go on holiday, which I have done a few times. How will people react to not being able to access the site or get the latest information each week? It does concern me every so often. I do have a whole. I do jump into the Soulection Discord every so often, and I'm scouting out the right people who have the skills, and who'd want to jump in if I'm not able to. I've got a few people on the list, but at the moment with Soulection, which is the current site released now, version 3, it's a mess. The code is a mess. It's not easy to navigate, and I don't want to give someone access to this and then struggle to understand how. I'd want. Oh yes. We got to the end. So yeah, I'd nope, wrong one. So I'd want the developers to be able to come on, hopefully open source as well, to look at this site and go like, oh, I can put in a feature here, or I can add some data, or change some data, help improve the process. So that's where I want to get the site to. That's why I'm doing version 4. It's like kind of another reimagination and put in all these ideas, and thus the long release to New Year's or March, episode 500, whichever comes the soonest and I feel most comfortable. But yeah, we're gonna click the commit to site button. This will, as I explained last week, it takes all those files which I've staged on Firebase, and puts them into a GitHub commit and commits them into master, and then that gets published to the site. Even though these files are sitting there dormant, they are active. I didn't take note of them, so I couldn't find them for you. But yeah, they are there, ready for the next phase, which happens in a few days' time. This should have said okay, done for now, and that's not good. The next phase of how I administrate the site is on a Friday. I have all the track information set in a draft post, and I will check their Soulection's SoundCloud link every 20 or so minutes between a certain window when they release a show. Once they release a show, get that SoundCloud link, put it into the metadata, and publish that file. Boom, episode's released. Unfortunately, I've automated that process as well. So yeah, it's a lot of it's mostly standoff, and I don't have to do a great deal, which is great. But I would love other people to also contribute to this. I'll click that again. Should do something. If not, I can refresh the page and give it another click. So you can see this on commit. Why are you complaining? So we have a 500 error. And what usually happens when a 500 error like this comes on through is there's a piece of information which is missing a place, and I need to go and manually debug it, which is not good. But that's such is life of software engineering. we get a little bit of a bug and we need to fix it. And I need to fix that bug and get that code shipped by Friday. So we're going to do that right now. And this is how I'll debug it. So this is all the things that are happening. This is my 4 attempts of getting something in. And we see that there's a null on that stage. That's when I click the commit. So I'll be able to go into the logs here of that on commit and step on back. So we got our failed to execute with a 500 error from the server. And I can step back, going through on commit, and I can see here, this might be of interest. If I can open this message, tree path contains malformed path component for that. That might be of use. I'll come back to that one, but might have something which will give me a better information. Path tree contains malformed path component. So from last time this broke, it was to do with a file path. So I'm trying to create a file on GitHub, and if that file is missing some information, like a double slash, it's going to cause that commits fail because it doesn't know, did you mean to put it into this folder or did you mean to put it on this folder? You need to be a bit verbose. And you can see here we go. We are trying to commit to selection track lists, content artist, missing artist name tracks as soon as you get home. So I need to try and find a track called as soon as you get home and fix that in the data. Ideally, remove it from the data. It doesn't remove it from the site, it just removes my finding for it. Maybe what's happened here is a artist has a artist title which is emojis or hidden characters, and I try and make it into Latin characters so that it can be a URL. And if none of those translate into a full URL, it's got to be nothing, right? So what happens when we have a nothing artist name and we're trying to write tracks to it? Where will it go? And that's the problem which has happened here. Yes, it's a primitive part of how this data is constructed. It can be much better. This is like 4-year-old me trying to make Hugo work very well. And this is one of the common bugs I'm seeing. How am I going to fix this? Right, I'm going to go into Firestore, and I'm going to go through each one of these to try and find artist is blank or the path is blank, and there's only, I don't know, 50 of them, and we'll find the one. And it's as simple as well, there's 2 ways about it. I could just delete the track, or I can fix this path, and that will make things better. How are we doing out there anyway? Throw a hand, wave in the chat, make sure that I know that this is working and it's recording okay. Actually, remember recording. Probably should have put the record on. Otherwise, let's go through the highlights and download those and make anything if I want in the future. But anyway, we're gonna go through these. We should be able to find it quick enough. Oh, I think that would have matched up. Yeah, ALO. Find anything which is an anomaly, and we'll quickly identify what to do with it. This is all the raw data. So this is how our JSON or in the site, it's actually YAML, yet another markup language format, and it works very well. I like it, and I can do links for all the different services if they exist. And this is how the data is existence. And there's tens of thousands of these files for each. And what happens sometimes is if there's a spelling mistake, it will create a new file. So there will be duplications in my data, and I've not yet got around to a way to dedupe the data. I've reached out to one of my friends every so often about how we found it, how we can do that, and it requires throwing all the data into like Elasticsearch, then muxing them down to go like, oh, this one smells like this other one. Do you want to do that? But then the problem comes is we have a reference to a old bit of data, and so like say a URL someone was using to whoever this person is, artist of the unknown, as soon as you get home, and that URL exists, and I don't want to delete that URL and just cause a 404. So I need to do a redirect there to the correct file. So I need to manage that, and also I'll have to manage whatever redirect goes to a redirect again. So I'll have to clean up that data as well, and the same with fixing title names or URLs. Or do I just keep the URL even though it's got a typo in the URL? I've got so many different options around that, and that itself requires the work to get going around. So I've not yet got to that because it's not a everyday occurrence for me to get to fix it, but it is coming up a lot. I do get emails from artists where there's a spelling mistake, unfortunately, from the radio show, which has come down to me to then onto the site of the artist, and like I want to help them out as quick as possible, but to get that right, it's very, very manual. It takes me about an hour each request to fix that. Well, up to about an hour. It's not so long. It takes some time. So yeah, we found this track. We can't do anything with this. It's found some links. I don't even know. Who does this belong to? Am I able to fix this? If I open up this track link, I might be able to figure out who it belonged to. Rose Gold. Why was it missing the artist name? Rose Gold. As soon as I get home. Oh, it's from Soulection track. I can't delete this. Now I've got a moral dilemma. I'm gonna go into the source code for the show. Selection track list, and I can close this one off as well. And I'm going to see from the latest show what happened now. Why did my service break there? There it is. So that's all the information I got. But fortunately, it was just a subtle error which happens in my program is as it's going every second, going, has the track changed? What's the track name? Has it changed? What's the track name? So it's happening every single second. And sometimes what happens in here, as you can see, is it started to change, but as Apple's transitioned from one API to another API of displaying what track artist there is, we get scenarios like this. So fortunately, I managed to find that we have some duplicate data in here, and you'd probably think that, well, Kyle, just go ahead and delete that. Not so easy, because in this data I have tracks which are the raw source data which I've got. Then I've got somewhere in here is a timestamp when that track happened, and then I've got the reference to the file which I'll be using. So after I've identified the names, I can then use a file reference for it, and this is all the design of it. But fortunately, in this case, I can identify that's the error, and we can go through these tracks and see. Hang on a second. The error happened within a few seconds of change here, so we can delete this one because a track of 2 seconds long doesn't really exist. So we'll delete one of those, and we'll delete one of those. Great. What does that mean for this? We can go ahead and delete this record, this document. And I'm just double checking because I don't want to delete the entire database and have to start all over again, because that would be a pain. But I do have processes to do that when I have messed up. So we delete that, and going over to this, and then click this commit button again, or refresh and commit. We'll see how it works. It takes. I've got it set to timeout after like 10 seconds, and it's done its thing. So now, as a reminder we go to the GitHub selection track list, which is a private repository, of course, and I can see that new update from Firebase of all those tracks which have come through, which have been played on the latest episodes, 478. We are getting very close, less than 25 episodes to go, and 23 episodes to go to the big 5-0. And this is a raw data which is committed, and as we speak, action has been spun up to take all that data, because something's changed. We don't know whether it's going out to site live or if it's just sitting there. In this case, well, we're going to push it live anyway, because these tracks aren't really referencing to anything which is going to cause any bad things to happen on the site. And we can check back on this in, I don't know, about 10 minutes. And what we'll do is we'll find one of these references. So say like this, we can copy this, go to Soulection track list. If we can type right, we drop off the content. So that looks like the URL, doesn't it? And then we drop the MD, and that's where that file will exist in about 10 minutes. So I'll keep that open for now. But we've done our admin task for today. Yay! Now I need to dig through my email and figure out what was it? What were we doing? Oh, we were doing the design. We were fixing up the new version 4. So I need to find the email from Dorian, because that's I've not downloaded the files. I totally should download the design files and put them into play. So you know what? We'll do that straight away. We'll get onto that. Selection, and I want to find the right person. Soulection, come on. Soulection design. There we go. Found it. And what I'm going to do is, what I've been doing with some new repositories, we can close this one down. I'm going to switch over to version 4. And I'm going to go into this designs folder. I put into most repositories a__ designs folder, and it has my figmas there. But to make life much easier for me, I'm going to download the PNG shot if I can, if it allows me to. And then it will save me some time if I remember to go to designs, because I could have just quickly gone in here or here and grab this for the design. Will it allow me to download it as well? Also, don't forget to keep hydrated. I get parched while doing these streams, because most of the day I'm just quiet, just listening to music. So it dehydrates me with all this speaking. But water is the best kind of fluids. This is the tablet design. Can we go to, as we did last week? We did the. We used the tablet design. We were doing the desktop design first, and then we went back and did some fixes for mobile, because it's much easier, I find, in that way. But I can also do it the other way around. But each to their own, really. And I want to download this prototype? Will it allow me to? Can I? Does anyone know how to download a prototype, or do you have to like just? Why is? I don't want to do anything with VS Code. Thank you. Can I just like kind of copy that and download? I probably can do the SVG and keep it as that. But I ideally want to download just a PNG, make life much easier. Plugins, integrations. I've not used Figma all too much in the last year. New from sketch file. Here we go. Export frames to PDF. That might be. Is that just exported the one frame? It has. Or no, it hasn't. Exported 5 frames. Brilliant. Cool. So I'm going to go into get rid of some folders. It's such a mess. I should really clean up my stuff before coming on. But nevertheless, it's in downloads, and I got a very messy downloads folder. I am very sorry about that. I just download everything and I don't deal with it. I should really get into the habit of like cleaning things out as I go. Let's see, what's this? Read only connected. Hello, my Twitch friends. Cool. So first point of call, I'm going to get tower because I want to open up it onto the wrong project. Or is it? Oh, this is the draft file. Let's quickly fix this up while I'm here, because I forgot it on Friday and I panicked. There's one thing which I need to do. Music is grab the show link. So I need to minimize this, not maximize it. What have I done? Come on, less than the full screen. Yep, cool, thank you. And I then need to go on to radio, I think it is, and new episodes. Cool. I can click on these 3 dots if it allows me, or click on the show. This is such a painful interface to work with, but I have to. It's its own little browser. If I click on this, it should come up with a panel. If not, I can click on this one up here. It's not allowing me to. Oh, how dare you! Let's quit the application and try it again. This probably gets itself into a little bit of a mad loop. What I need to do is grab that URL and throw it into the latest track, so that when you come to the show, I hope I did it on last one. That's what I need to grab. I need to grab this link. So when you click on this link, it takes you over to Apple, and then you go like, cool. I can then click and listen to it on my iPhone and beyond. Is it going to allow me to do it on here? Maybe in the browser. Like, Apple have been really working on a browser game. Ooh, what episode was it? I've lost it again. Here it is. That's interesting. I might be able to redo my approach if this is all working as a site. Thank you, Apple, for making my job much easier. We'll look into that another time. Copy link, and I think they must have like got loads of React engineers or something like that in and really overhauled their web presence, even though it's not the quickest site. Oh, I can't listen to that in the browser here. It's probably got its own like encoder. I can listen to the live show, but I can't listen to pre-record shows, unfortunately. It's a shame. That would have made my job much easier. But on the other hand, I can then probably automate the process of like getting this artwork and the descriptions and stuff. Because there's one last little bit which I need to do, which I have a semi-automated process. Grab that artwork, this box. Oh, cool! It worked this time. Copy image address, and in this folder I have a node, scripts. Grab artwork, and it's episode 478. I need to put in brackets around this link which I paste in, and this is basically grabbing that URL and put it into my image storage system, so then it's available there. Last time I forgot to do it, and I don't like it when that happens. Is this deployed? See, if you remember a few minutes ago, this was one of the links we were working on, which is played on the latest show. It doesn't exist. It's not been. It says it's not been played on any shows. This is a link to a artist's track which is yet to be played, or well, has been played on the show, which has been broadcast on Apple Beats, but not been put onto SoundCloud just yet. I lost my train of thought. I can close it off now because I was showing the example, the artwork, and we were just quickly committing this. And we did put in it as a draft, true. And there was no special guest on this one, so we don't actually put in any special tags like last week. So I'm just going to make a commit, which is draft 478 show. I really need to get myself a new machine. Because this one, even though I've set up my stream system to be as minimal stress on the development machine as possible, it still is struggling. It struggles with anything to do with video, and I've got like a connection to my PC down there because I haven't got a secondary monitor to monitor it, so I'm using my laptop monitor to do that, and even just displaying that is taking up stress on the machine. I don't know if you can hear in the background, it's hissing in and it's not good. I don't like it. Also, I just noticed my levels, are they clipping at all? I'll turn that down. I noticed that it went red for a second, and that's not good. Right. Shall we get on and do some code now? It's probably about time. Now we're in. So we want to do the rest of this. Let's grab this. This should make life a little bit easier, maybe. But it seems I have this link open. I can quickly just jump in and move that. This is the news section. Like any releases, and are not developed on the site yet. Anything to do with blogs or articles, and should I? That's a big undertaking itself, but I do showcase it, and I do like to support anything which has happened. But we have mostly the track list part done, except from the filter. So I feel like doing today. I'm not doing the footer. Shall we have a look at where we've got to from first? V4. And let's open up this one. I already opened it up in code, didn't I? I can close this off. I'm going to go to end scripts and start my development server. And please give me some some pressure off of the CPU. Why is this going to be very, very painful? I've got something running in the background on my term. Hang on. I'm going to have to close this down. I'm going to have to close down code. A friend of mine told me that if you open up VS Code from the terminal, it runs the process through the terminal and does put some stress and pressure. And the health monitor. Why are you doing that? I want to close that down. Time for some fresh air. Thanks. I'll deal with you another time. Clean my Mac. So I'm going to open up VS Code natively, and this shouldn't have to cause it to stress through another process, a sub-process, and hopefully should be a bit quicker. Or not. It is getting a bit warm in here, so I'm going to open the window. Whew. Let's give that a try. Let's load that up. Just checking with my peoples. With Nuxt, it has to kind of load up client side and bundle it with Webpack, and then the server side it loads up other things, so it has this double rendering stage. I've been working with it for a little while. I enjoy it mostly. There are some parts which I don't like about it, which can be improved, but it's mostly there. I'm going to try and clean off some of these tabs now, which I don't need. And that might relieve some pressure. I can close this down now. And I don't need to bother too much about my restream process. That was probably taking up some CPU as well. And cool. This is the home page. We've got it loaded. It's booted up. Cool. And we have two sections which we want to potentially work on: is the news articles or the episodes. Excuse me. And I think the episodes will be seems to already have that data, and it's already mostly done on another part on the track list. No, it's not all done. I haven't even touched any of that. I thought I did it. I've not even done it before, so we can kill off two birds with one stone, because this all track list partial is the same as what will go on to like / episodes on the current site. So we've got this partial which we'll be duplicating, and I've got a few different ways of how I can get the data in there. Again, not wanting to cause too much stress on the client side of the app and the server side. I just want it to just exist and then have these filters. So I've got two ways about it, but let's try and get one way going. Well, we got, where was it? This was our index page. Yes. Each time I come to the site, I need to remember where things are. Ideally, I would have hide panel. Have some pointers, or maybe just before spend a little time refamiliarizing myself with the project. But I'm jumping from project to project every single day in my line of work, so I just do need to spend like a second or two to figure out where are we and how are we going to achieve the next goal, and do that in the most efficient way. And I understand we're wanting to kind of put in a which is articles here, and then all track lists here. So we have two sections, and I can put a placeholder for the articles, make break thing, give us some space. But I want to work on the track list if I have the energy to. And I really think that would benefit being its own component. Probably that the previous one would be a good component. So components, track lists .view, and we'll give ourselves like just a simple div box, and because it's black, we'll go class background color black, and there we go. Oh yeah, we need to say text white, and we'll put in a h2, which doesn't really matter on styling, but on, I don't know, even on SEO, all track lists. Now will give us a indication of has it loaded in. So we'll go over to our import, and will be track lists as a component from, and it'll be .at components / track lists .view. I don't even think we need to have the .view. We'll add this in here, track list. Oop. Add that on the end, and it's complaining it's not being used, so let's go ahead and use it. Track lists, and let's go and see, do we load in? Allow it to load. Underneath my face will be a counter, and we'll load it in. Brilliant. And we want to add in that kind of spacing as what we've seen on the previous hero. I'm going to bring this over here, close off that, because I can steal a lot of the kind of CSS tags from our previous attempt. So we've got a flex box. Flex, it's going to be a column, so it's vertical down, and items center, and I think we need to wrap our content around in a box like that. And within this box, we'll have it as a grow. I think that's what I did in the last one. Oh wait, we're following this one. So it's gonna be a width of full. Why is it full? Oh wait, yeah, it's gonna be full on mobile, but then when we come to larger devices, we're going to constrain it. So mobile comes first on Tailwind CSS, but we've got to go full width, and then when we're medium width, we've got to go 1/10 of 12 grids rows. And because we told it to be center, it's going to pop it in the center. We don't actually offset it from the side, which is fine. And then we've got to add in our padding of 4 by default, and then padding Y, which I keep forgetting orientation, is 8. Gives us more space on one side or the other. So it's pretty much copied from there. Flex call again, so our contents of the track list will be stacked, but that may work for now. We'll get to that. Oh yeah, call was for this when we get onto the mobile version. We wanted it to stack and reverse itself in a way, and then on large versions it wanted side by side. Now with the mobile version on here, so we have these sides filters, but we also have this layer here. So I'm going to treat this as one row, and then I'm going to treat like this section as a new row, and this will control this sidebar, which has two different functions depending on screen size. It displays or not displays, or displays in a overlay on smaller devices. So I've got one box and a two box. So it's definitely always going to be a column because I've got two boxes within it, and I'll outline those boxes now. So as we've seen in the design, we have our title and we have actions, well, filters of some sort. I'm going to pop that there. So we have those two, and class flex grow, and because this is a horizontal, we're going to tell the flex box on this class a flex. It's got to be a flex of a row, and I kind of want them to sit at the bottom together. So items end should hopefully have them sitting like on the shelf together, and I'm going to put in a span for now, and we'll come back to that later on when we're dealing with the filter options. Now, filter old and new, and then it changes over here. I'm gonna have to decipher what Dorian was working on there. We'll just put in filter. And we know that our title size needs to be probably consistent for the site, all tracks. But I'm going to go with 4XL text 4XL. Oh, that's why it's warm. I have the heating on. I just realised I have a heating radiator right behind my computer setup here, so that's heating up right here. That's a rookie mistake. So I'm gonna save this file now. We should see some nice changes with the font size and stuff. Ideally would love that to be much quicker on the changes. I'll get to that another time. As I was saying, with things sitting at the bottom, that's how I almost wanted it, but there's some line height issues there, so it's not exactly on the bottom. The only other way I can think about is remove the line height, maybe, and that might fix it, because there's no like Y's which sit underneath. Tailwind CSS. Let's go and read the documentation for line height. And I'm gonna just go leading none on both of those. Boop. Actually, just in the container. I'll tell them both. Did we get what we wanted? No, we did not. That's the space between the lines, but this of height, where's our height? Line height of 1. Oh well. Oh, it's, yeah, that's actually, it did come in. It took a second for it to load. You can see like this selected is outbreaking this line, this block, which is what we wanted. And I notice on one side, this side, we have some padding which isn't lining up, while this side is lining up. Why is that? Let's go and see where we can make that fix. That's a button. Is it this one? Nope. That one. This one. we don't want that margin on the left hand side, because it looks really bad. It's MY4, isn't it? So when it's the it's because that's why MY0 we want it to be set as when it's on a medium height. Where am I? That one. MY4, otherwise medium MY. Is it padding? It's PX. Let's cancel that off. MB PX0. That hopefully should remove that. Yay! It did a thing. Cool. I like the height of that track list there as well. That was very quick and easy. I probably should grab this and throw it into its own component, isolating the concern for its hero. That's probably what I was going to do last week. Oh well. I'm going to not deviate from that. I'm going to crack on with this this outline of this, and that's an easy job to do at a later stage. So we have these two columns here on this, and that will be a div here, and we have two divs to break out, and this will be our filter options, and this will be the content. Flex. I just noticed there's a spell mistake there. Flex, and this is going to be a row of 2. Row. And we need to figure out what sort of width we're going to have this at. So are we going to go with like 2/12 width, like 2 of a 12 grid, and then just tell this flex grow, and or oops width 10 of 12. That gives us those two columns there. And naturally, there will be some margin bottom for 8. Let's go for 8. So 4 it is. 4 it is. Let's dial that one back. Cool. And now 2 options. I'm not going to do I'm not going to deal with the filter options today because it's playing with arrays. I want to get the content in place, and then I think because all of this, that's quite a bit of work. It's doable, but I want to keep this very, very simple today. I want to just display these episodes, or the episodes I've got on our subset of data. So how would be best to do this? Oh, this is nice. I have to go and like this one. As you noticed, right up the top, I have and now playing on stream. Well, is it on there? Yes, it is. So Joby Jacuzzi, or Jacuzzi by Joby, or I forget which way it is around. I can tell you if I don't. Jacuzzi by Joby. I just realised it's gone off my normal playlist, so I'm not too sure what parts of the stream will be broken. But I'll put it back onto some epidemic sounds, and hopefully I won't get any digital rights issues. You know how like YouTube will has copyright claims whenever you play music, which there's a lot of tools out. I'm just switching off the autoplay. What will probably happen is it got to the end of the playlist and then just went on to my normal light tracks. So hopefully when you watch back at these streams, or when I watch back, there's not any parts of the stream which is cut out because music playing in the background. Right, I'm going to bring in a script tag or JavaScript tag because that's what I'm comfortable with at the moment. And we're going to async data some stuff in. I think let's go with content. Let's grab that, and as we do with this, we've already got it, so I don't think we need to do that because it would be double render error. Deep true. So what we can do, since we've already got our data on a track list, we can pass through episodes into this component, and then we'll say to our props that we will receive a episodes prop, and it's going to be a type of array, and it's default because it doesn't like being alone. I don't know. Default's going to be that. I think that passes. There we go. Default is going to be a empty array. Now we should be able to go into our content here, and this is where the fun stuff will happen, and where more components I think should come is a episode line or a track list line. So this is our track list of track lists. This div, we've got very much divs going on. This div, and it's got to loop over V4 episode. Yeah, we've got these names bouncing back and forward, but I know them as episodes. They're also known as shows sometimes, and they are track lists. So I'm going to keep the code as episodes, and then the wording could be different. I'm going to choose the episodes of that. Key should be the episode, and I want to just, for now, see what data we're playing with when we print that out. Do we get anything? We do. Brilliant. I think at this point, because it's got to start getting gnarly, I'm going to get into very messy components, but this is just all spiking at the moment. Track list.view, and break out what the content of this would be. So let's put in a div box and throw in the episodes, JavaScript, props. We're going to grab the episode, and that will be a type of object, and its default will be a empty object. Now I can switch, I can import, try again, import track list singular from relative track list for ROM and components. Components. We want to tell this JavaScript that's available. Track list. Now we can change this div to track list, and this should continue to work. We don't need to deal with that, and we can close off that. Oh, we didn't even pass in the episodes. That's why. Episodes, and of course episode. It should display. Brilliant. Now we have an isolated area, which we should have done on this one. We can now close this off. To do our designs for each individual, and it should all copy across nicely. So as we can understand with our design here, we have artwork, date, the title, and the description, anything which is of interest. I think on other versions there might have been a play button, but I think it was a bit overpopulated with play buttons. So it's going to be a class flex, and it's going to be a flex of column. And need to make sure I can see things. Flex a column. And there's going to be two things in here. There's going to be a artwork, which we do already have. Artwork. We did this last episode, and we need to bring this into existence. So import artwork from. It's right next to us. So artwork, and we need to initialize it into the components. So components. I am looking into the views new way and how you can write it. Composition API. It looks very good, but I'm not confident with it working on Nuxt just yet. I've not heard any good announcements yet, so I'm holding off. And I need to refamiliarize myself with what data are we sending into this artwork. We're passing the path. Epidemic on the win for this. This is Dusty Decks, When the Noise Settles. That's nice, that, isn't it? A little bit of soft saxophone there. This is the best. This is the best part of like anything, is listening to some good music, being relaxed and doing something which you enjoy. I enjoy doing this, and yeah, it's calm. I don't know. You get into a good flow about what you want to do, and sometimes a track will you just have to stop and enjoy that flow of the track. Yeah. Oh, take a moment. While we're taking a moment, we're going to redo the water. Yeah, there we go. That's really relaxing, that. I like that. Where was I? I probably should make this text big as well. I'm terribly sorry. Very British of me. So you can actually follow along a little bit. I have it, of course, the smaller size. When I'm hearing an echo back at myself. I just lost my train of thought. Where was I? I was bringing in the artwork, and I still am hearing the echo of myself. Lens. I was doing some monitoring before. Unless I'm just hearing things. Just taking a moment. Oops. That's better. So what we've done is we got this track list in the individual, and we're passing in a full episode JSON object to that. And within this track list individual, we got our property, which is the episode, and on that we should have artwork. So episode.artwork should exist. And then on this artwork we can override our width, maybe? Width. Let's go for 32. See if that will override that. Oh, it did not like that, did it? Rebind. Oh! So it's taken presence of this, because it's not carried that width through. And that's because we are defining it there. And I'm not too sure if there's any other way we can control that. Without having to set a width we want to send through. And it's totally possible. We can get away with adding a property to define that width. Let's constrain around it and see what happens there. And nah, it's broken out of its constraint. Oh no, it hasn't. Ha! Just me being silly. Because this artwork class is going to kind of concatenate itself with this very first class here. I'm having to wrap around. I'm happy with that sizing for now. And each one of these, I've always wondered with this one, like having the individual deal with its own internals while externally deals with the spacing around it. And I can add on classes, and I want to add on like a margin bottom of 4 maybe to give it some breathe space between each track list, like that. And so we put in our artwork, of course, and we have a div here which is going to be our metadata. And it's going to have our track list, thinking which tag to use. Let's go for H4, and we're going to simply print out the episode title, and we have a bit of content, and previously it's been marked down, and I don't know how it comes through on here. So I'm going to episode content, maybe. It's a lot of data which does come through. Was it do we have to do Nuxt? There was a way which is done. We go to a individual episode page, and we can get that, which is Nuxt content, which is a markdown representation of the HTML content, which if I wanted to add in more. I just need to make sure that the page is what I expect. Hopefully it. Well, no, that page doesn't exist. It's going to be episode. Let's give that a wing. Okay. there's two things about this. One thing is this content. I actually put in additional bits. So if we go to our content this all day, and we go to the right down to the bottom, we'll see the representation. Happy New Year 2020, exclusive all day mixes from XXXXX, and then this more tag, which is like a anything above this more is a excerpt of or summary of that page, and everything below it is the full page, and we want everything before the excerpt. And I might need to develop my own little thing, because that's from Hugo. It works in Jekyll as well, but in Nuxt we've not trained it to do that. And I'm not too sure if Nuxt content has any special parts about it. Let's have a look. See, basic usage. Where's the fetching content, displaying content? So pass that. You can pass the template and display the page, and writing content. Unless within Nuxt content there's a there's a live editing. Cool. Does it like headings? Yeah. Links. Both of those. Footnotes, alright. Code blocks, yeah. Syntax highlighting. They seem to not have. You can put in view components as well. Has snippets. Maybe I need to add in or I'm gonna have to go over to the GitHub, to the package of the content, or is it in the lib of that? Oh, it's definitely in the packages, in the content, and I want to figure out what that component is doing. So this Nuxt content, we're passing in a full page. Oh geez. Props. We just wanted to give it a subset. Document required. I'm just checking over if there's. Could we pass in, say, a small set of this episode? So if I was to compute it, summary, which is one way, or excerpt, I'm going to go to episode. Oh, it's taking a whole episode in, isn't it? And the props. How? I don't even know, like, I'm gonna have to cancel that off. Episode that, and I want to see on page, just see what parts of that JSON we get delivered through, and of course summary is like that. Hello. It's try again. Oops, I wasn't meant to go over to episode page. There we go. So we have all the additional metadata which we've got in. We have our links, which is heavy. And do we have our content? Slug, children, text, props. Oh, it's a tree! Okay. So I'm going to see if they got a summary. This is almost a breaking... I don't want to go through every single piece of content I got and rejig that summary because of the more tag. I could have preprocessor. Do we have summary available on that? I'll let that load in the background. How do I offer the details? Can I type in here, say, bang bang more? See if someone's dealt with that, or there's a lot of issues about it. How about excerpt or extract feature to support that? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, excuse me. Has someone done it? Has it just been closed? Let's see. When was it done? This year. Markdown support it. New feature, non-breaking. There's been some sort of conversation. It's gone through code and then force pushed to dev 2 times, most recently to, and then closed in September from this developer. Maybe it's already been done or some other way. Let's see quickly through these changes. Oh, it's our fellow Japanese friend. Well, someone who speaks Japanese, because it's hiragana and kanji. To. What was I? This is a full example. I just want a quick subset of what the content will be about. This position stuff, which works okay. Articles. No, that didn't really yield anything straight away, and that's exactly what I'm. We could do support if more is in content. We need to have the display docket assert. And my one-on-one solution manually adds new fields in the which contains feature to support it. Is it closed and merged? It is closed and merged. So if I Nuxt content and throw in the excerpt, and we sent out a request to the page before to see whether there's any excerpt. Waiting for it to load. It didn't do it. let's see if it's because the tag it's looking for is different. No, that API did not work. Hello, Jazz. Jax from Twitch. Hello. I'm going to translate what attention tanks. I guess that's German. That's not acceptable. I don't understand what that says. But it's something to do with the god? Do I have my... Don't know how this moderation stuff works on Twitch at the moment. Let's see, the chat. Oh, it was probably automatically moderated out of the feed. I can't see it on here. Oh well. Thanks for joining in. Where was I? I was looking for how to get an excerpt or a subsection of content in Nuxt to split that tag. And there's a feature here, but it's closed without telling me why. Support the excerpt, and we've got a translation of Japanese and static. Here we go. How does it work? Document root body. Hello? Like, it's doing that. Support markdown excerpt. And that's the separator tag. So if I put that in, it should work, and then I should have an excerpt on a page. Nuxt content excerpt must be documented somewhere. That so someone's like crazy of like not crazy but just like a different solution to it. They're using a Golia. I don't want to use an external service just to do the content when it should just work. Let's have a look through this page if you've actually mentioned it. You just got post description. Do we get a description defined for us? Let it load. No, nothing. Nada. And we'll put in these tags. And this is a dead repository, unless this person did a pull request in the main repository. That feature, this markdown index pauses, lib pauses. Let's check whether it's still actually in the code. So go in here, package, content, pauses, markdown, index maybe. Generate body. No, it's been removed. But the terms and conditions, generate terms and conditions from body and generate body. So we have two potential functions. Maybe it's space where they use rehype. So at some point, maybe the API implementation of this feature has changed. Or it's just not made it to prime time. Is it on a dev branch? And it should be in this section here. How about next? This is the latest version. Where the heck did it go? I want to view the file and see what happened. Content lib pauses markdown. Rehype plugins, and then we sprouted off onto this. But I want that feature because it outputs there. This is what. So you got the terms and conditions, body, and the text, which is the content and the excerpt, and in master, there's no such. It's completely gone. Unless I'm looking at the wrong file. Lib templates. Here. So if you view this file again. Somewhere from remove learner transform docs. Was it accidentally dropped when this move to learner happened? Generally interested to see why. This is gonna be a big. Yeah, it's gonna be a big one. Let's jump into here, and it's lib pauses. Lib pauses markdown index. It was a straight move from content to packages to learner. Maybe keep going up the tree a little bit to see what happened. That's the furthest I get with this. It's like it's been force pushed onto the branch and the ref is completely gone. do I add that back in? That's crazy. That's so annoying that there's a feature here. It's not here anymore. And of course you want to configure that separator a little bit more. May, July, May. I'm trying to identify when this feature was removed. How do you do that? That's the commit. I'm going to see at what point this steps off. This is definitely off piece of what I'm trying to do, but this is like kind of part of software engineering. And I might have found a bug, or be able to reopen a bug. Maybe if I just open up this a new ticket. No, wrong button. Issues. New issue. Bug report. It's a bug. It's not. Now I'll just continue on with this thread. It appears. Well, it's closed. Why was it closed? Force push to the dev branch 2 times from this and this, and that was nothing. $250 is the issue number. It definitely should be in there. But I think what's happened is because of those force pushes, that feature's just disappeared. It appears this feature is not in dev anymore. Any reason why? To support this, I'll open up a pull request if needed. That's a shame. It's gonna take a while for that to get noticed. Might be best for me to make up a pull request, but for my core, what I'm going to do, I'll do that on another day. I'm not going to. I want to kind of close off the this track list. Let's close that off. This view with the caveat that we've got extra content, which is breaking the flow. Oh, why am I on here? And then I'll give it a rest. So we got our date, which you want to display, date and title. So episode date, forget. And we do realize we need to set this, instead of as a column, it's going to be a row because there's 2 items side by side. And this we want a margin right of 2, maybe 4. Let's give it some space a bit away from it. And as we've seen on the design, they are sitting central to the artwork, regardless of the spacing. So we've got to use our nifty items center. and that brings everything in nice and line. With regards to this date and time, we might not need to use anything like a moment.js or day.js in order to get this format. We might be able to use JavaScript. It's there. JavaScript. It's read my mind. JavaScript. I was searching for how to format a telephone number if it was natively in the browser. So we can use this, and we can pass in the localized browser number and give it the date. Oh no! This is number. I thought there's a way in how you can do it with dates. I'm fatigued. The JavaScript format date. You can do it like this. That's the one we're looking for. I knew that there was something in place. Let's go to computed, add in formatted date, return new, and it's of the internal, and we need to give it a location, localize it, so window or navigator language. We can get away with that. So pattern navigator language there for the client side, and then looking at this, it's just format episode date, and it's not like that, but we want to change the format just a wee bit in the options. So the locales, the options here, and it's date style. I want to know the difference between long, short, and such. We don't want the hours and stuff in there. Oh, there's examples down here. Time style, short that. Oh, is it just that? Ah. It's cooled down enough in here now. August 17th. I don't even know if the browser has understanding of that. If we go date style long, what do we get? Date style long. And we allow that to render. Oh, it doesn't like it. Duplicate keys. Oh, we didn't even render it to the page. Invalid date time episode. Okay. Date pause. If you don't like that. It really didn't like that. Navigator is not defined. Okay, no problems. We go with EN US because it's a United States show. Oh! That's exactly how I wanted it. That'll do. It's complaining about use a non-privated, use string or number instead of what? Yeah, well, small issues. We'll get back onto designing this. We got like a size of 27, so class for text large, and we want to kind of grey out those ones. So this is going to be definitely text for white, while the rest is going to be like a kind of text grey. 500. We'll fade it down maybe, or we'll change the opacity. It's a bit too harsh. We want to dial it back a little. Yeah. I'll go with that. And we have a weight, do we? Yeah, we have a bold. So font semi bold. We'll go with that. And do we have letter spacing? No, we don't. That's we don't want that one. That doesn't really exist as an episode. That happens to be in content. Yes. So we need to go back to our page and fix that up by excluding, get everything from episodes where some episodes don't have numbers. They could not have numbers, but we don't want the index in there. So where path is, let's put in this, where the path is not equal to index. What's it complaining about? Spacing. It didn't. Slug maybe? I'm just using shotgun debugging there. That's not good. Fetching content. There's a way in how we can do it. You can get this deep. And I want to check with my full repository, that particular folder, on what bits of data I've got hanging around in there. So I have these all days, I have these beats ones, and other episode pages, and the one I'm wanting to exclude is all the way up the top here on this set of data. I want to exclude this. And some of these pages, additional ones, like all day, yeah, I've given it an episode number, which happens between something, and these are semi pages. They're not to come back in that search result. So maybe I can just only keys, without keys, where maybe I can do, assume that we have a number, because we have, oh no, number, episode, where episode is greater than 0, because that should work. Yes, that'll do for that. And we want to make it so that they're clickable. How? I think I'll make the whole section clickable for that. So Nuxt link, and we'll bring that down here too, and that's going to go to the episode, and we'll do that. And I want to make this much bigger, so I'm going to go with 8. Give it enough breathe between each episode, and clicking on that row brings us over to that. Brilliant. It's not snappy because it's doing some server-side stuff to get the track list. So when you click play, it starts playing there. But I'll optimize that, and you can see the player persists through navigating the site, which is absolutely amazing. So you can continue enjoying a show while navigating. That's one of my biggest features, which I want to ship. I'm going to put a bit more space in between the titles. I think. No, I'll leave that for now. We didn't really get a tremendous amount far, but I'm gonna mark that as a new part of the feature, and we're going to start doing our commit and start wrapping down. So let's go over to our selection. Is it in here? Version 4. We added in a design because we wanted to kind of keep a backup of that particular design. We started adding these components, and don't know what that is. It's just a dead file. Move the trash. Don't need to worry about that. We fixed a buffer error, a padding error, and we're going to add in a track list. Add in the component for that and the component for this, and we add the exclusion. And we don't want that just yet. And I'll keep that in I won't commit that just yet, or this. So we have those two pieces. So do new feature, track lists, list, component starting. Initial. Tracklist list component. Initial tracklist component. And we'll push that. Awesome. Of course, it's going to take a little moment to push up the PDF. That's fine. But I'm happy with the small progress. Sometimes it's only small progress each week. We understand where the ultimate goal will be. Is a full working and looking great site, hopefully bug free as well. As I said earlier on, this is just probably a big experiment, because I don't even know for certain whether. I didn't realize my webcam died. Just fixing my cam. Just replacing, even though the camera is on a charge, it's got a cable put into it. It's it still burns through the battery, and then I need to put it onto charge to make sure it works for next time. Let's pop that in there. So the camera battery's on charge. Got a couple of them. But yeah, I don't know for certain whether this site is actually going to work and solve the solutions. But there's one feature in there which I really wanted, which is that player we've seen. And like when we develop tech, code and applications, we have to get something working and evaluate, is this a road which we want to go down. I'll get to a certain point where I'll have a better confidence whether this will work, but ultimately I'm spending this time to learn Nuxt.js. I keep sharp on skills which I've left to the side because my normal day-to-day clients aren't really doing JavaScript or Vue.js or any of this joining back like services together and or having the full free reign of things. So this give me an experience to just code, and then I want to make sure that I'm documenting it on this and like spending just a little bit of time per week pushing the project a little bit further along. I have a few other projects. I have some friends who want to work on some projects with me, and trying to keep sharp on skills and what will be good for their projects too. Will help to bring forward. Just like when a new game comes out, everyone wants to jump onto the new thing and make sure that they're good at that. But I'm exhausted. Don't know about you. I am tired. I only slept I don't know, 4 or 5 hours last night. I was up really late doing a code challenge for a client which might be wanting to hire me. And I spent far too long on that. But they love it. They want to do a call with me tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Might be getting some more work on as well. I don't know. We're going to come to a close now. Thank you very much for jumping on, hanging out with me today. Like all your messages, and really means a lot to me. Having you guys co-pilot, hang out and see this project come to life. One day hopefully you'll be able to experience it once I've got it deployed, and enjoy it, and then start giving some feedback about that. As always, it's great to share this journey. Our work is not completed, but we have very important things to do. So hopefully you'll join me next time while we continue our very, very important work. Thanks.